Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Let's talk about something that's been making waves in the NFL, especially here in the NFC East, and it involves the Washington Commanders' defense. We've just learned about a major move that could reshape their secondary and elevate the team's chances of competing at the highest level. I'm talking about the potential acquisition of Byron Murphy Jr., the talented cornerback from the Minnesota Vikings. This isn't just a minor trade rumor. It's something that could have profound implications for the Commanders' defense and their overall playoff ambitions. First, let's set the scene. The Vikings, currently sitting with a 3-5 record, are in a rebuilding phase, and their secondary has been a little shaky this season, giving up around 26 points per game. That's not ideal for a team that's vying for a playoff spot, or at least trying to stay competitive in a tough NFC North. They're apparently open to moving Murphy, who's been an impressive cornerback and a key player in their secondary. Minnesota is reportedly willing to trade him in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-round pick in 2027. Interestingly, this move would free up about $9 million in salary cap space for the Vikings to reinvest elsewhere, perhaps on the defensive line or other areas in need. Now, from the Commanders' perspective, this move makes a lot of sense. They're currently sitting at 3-5 in the NFC East, a division that's as competitive as ever, with the Eagles and Cowboys leading the charge. Washington's secondary has shown flashes of brilliance but also moments of vulnerability, especially against long passes and in coverage against top-tier receivers. Benjamin St-Juste, who is expected to be a key piece in their cornerback rotation, has been overburdened and sometimes exposed against elite WRs. The team needs a shutdown corner, someone who can lock down opponents, top receivers, and force turnovers at critical moments. That's where Byron Murphy Jr. comes into play. Murphy, a proven talent, has a career tally of 8 interceptions and 42 pass deflections. His PFF grade of 87. For this season speaks volumes about his consistency and ability to impact games. In 2025, up to September 15th, he recorded 3 interceptions and 15 pass deflections, allowing just 55% completion percentage when targeted. His EPA per target sits at -0.42, showing he's effective at limiting the success of opposing offenses when he's on the field. Despite a minor injury to his hand, which is not serious, Murphy's performance remains impressive. He's a Pro Bowler, and comparisons to the likes of Jalen Ramsey aren't unwarranted. He evokes that same level of shutdown ability. His success rate in jam coverage is around 65%, and he allows roughly 3.2 yards per target, statistics that surpass many other corners in the league, including Fuller, who has an PFF grade of 82. This move isn't just about adding a talented player. It's about transforming the entire defensive identity of the Commanders. With Murphy opposite Fuller, the secondary becomes significantly more formidable, reducing the yards allowed through the air from around 220 to 185 yards per game. That's a 15% drop, which makes a huge difference when it comes to winning close games. Moreover, Murphy's presence is known to elevate turnovers, increasing the team's INTs by about 14%. That's a game changer, especially in a league where turnovers often decide the outcome of games. You might wonder about the bigger picture here. The Vikings, with odds of +10, 0 to make the playoffs, are clearly in a bit of a rebuilding or reset mode, especially with quarterback Darnold fighting for the starting spot and an overall uncertain outlook. The trade for Murphy could be seen as a way for Minnesota to shed some cap space and build for the future, similar to what the Lions did after their 2024 veteran dump. It's a strategic move, positioning them for a rebuild rather than a deep playoff push this season. For the Commanders, acquiring Murphy isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about reinforcing their identity as a top-tier defense. When Murphy is on the field, the secondary becomes a true weapon. His ability to cover elite receivers like Lamb, for example, makes him an X-factor in their defensive schemes. The odds for the Commanders to reach the playoffs could see a boost with this addition, with some betting markets now favoring them to go from plus 15-0 to plus 7-0 if Murphy joins the fold. That's a significant shift, and it underscores how much this move could mean for their postseason chances. Tactically, Murphy's addition allows for more aggressive coverage schemes. Opponents might think twice before throwing deep against Washington, knowing that Murphy can lock down or at least contest passes with a high success rate. His ability to force punts, raising the team's percentage from 35% to around 42%, gives the defense more opportunities to get off the field and give the offense a chance to score. It's a subtle but impactful upgrade that can turn the tide of games, especially in critical moments. Let's also consider the leadership and mentality Murphy brings. Being a pro bowler, he's used to playing at a high level consistently, and his presence in the locker room can elevate the confidence of other players. For a team that's been trying to establish a winning culture, especially after last season's ups and downs, adding a player like Murphy sends a message. The Commanders are serious about competing and winning now. They're not just building for the future. They want to contend this year, and this move is a statement of that ambition. Looking ahead, the NFC East remains one of the most competitive divisions in the league, with each team having its strengths and weaknesses. The Eagles continue to dominate with a balanced attack, and the Cowboys' defense remains formidable. But with the Commanders bolstering their secondary, especially with a player of Murphy's caliber, they could become the division's formidable dark horse. It's not just about stopping opposing passing attacks. It's about creating turnovers, setting the tone early in games, and building a defensive identity that strikes fear into opponents. And let's not forget the historical context. The Washington Commanders have a storied legacy of legendary defensive players, from the days of Dexter Manley and Charles Mann to the iconic Sean Taylor, whose impact on this franchise is still felt today. Murphy, in a way, evokes that same kind of impact, someone who can change the course of a game with a single play, a guy who embodies the grit and determination that this franchise has always been known for. If he joins Washington, he could become a cornerstone of that defensive legacy, helping to forge a new era of success for the team. So, fans, what's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Byron Murphy Jr. is the missing piece to push the Commanders over the edge and into serious playoff contention? Or do you think there are still gaps that need filling? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion means everything to us, and we love hearing from you. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into the Washington Commanders' journey this season. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin. The road to greatness is always a team effort, and with moves like these, the Commanders could be on the cusp of something truly special. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.